Welcome back to Let the Quran Speak. Muslims are often reviled today for some of the things that they do, but in the past, Muslims were well known for some of the contributions that they made to the arts, to music, to science, to various fields, and we'll be looking at that now. Brother Shabir, there was this golden age of Islam where it seems like Muslims were doing very well, were very popular, and people wanted to replicate some of what they were doing.
Yes, of course, to many people viewing this program now, it may seem strange that we're even speaking of this, because the history that we have largely learned in many countries of the developing world and in the developed nations, the history we have learned seem to focus more so on the achievements of European scientists. Mm-hmm. And it may come as a surprise that in fact, many of these developments were pioneered by people from Arab and Muslim regions of the world, people speaking the Arabic language. I recall giving a lecture on this topic at the University of Saskatoon many years ago. And the dean at that university at the time privately expressed to me some doubt and skepticism as to whether this information that I presented is genuine or whether I've just made it up or polished it for the benefit of the crowd. Mm-hmm. It is only recently that people are coming to understand the contributions that Muslim scientists have made over time. Recently, the Ontario Science Centre had its main display, its chief attraction, a collection of artifacts showing the ingenious devices that were put together by Muslim scientists over time, especially those by the Banu Musa brothers from their book on the ingenious devices, and also memorabilia celebrating many of the glorious achievements of Muslim scientists over time.
So what are some of the very simple things, some of the common words that came from Muslims that are used today?
Yeah, the words themselves are some indication of the Arabic origins of these things, the way they were brought into Europe from Arab countries, and they retained the Arab names even with some slight modification. So if we think of common English words, for example, admiral is thought to come from Amir al-Bahr. And for more on this, one can read the book by Fiona MacDonald as part of the Collins Gem History series, History of the Islamic World to the year 1500. So she also points out that the word for cotton is from Arabic qutn. So it's not only things we wear, things we eat. Like if we think of apricots, apricots is from the word birquk in Arabic. Lemon is from laymun in Arabic. Orange is from naranj in Arabic, apparently with some Spanish sort of connection. Mm-hmm. And we can find many such words. We drink coffee today, and it's interesting to know that coffee comes from the Arabic word qahwa. And we put a little sugar in it. Well, sugar comes from the Arabic word sukkar. Mm-hmm. So there is such a proliferation of things Arabic in our civilization without our paying conscious attention to that.
Tell me about the numerals, the Arabic numerals, and how they've been reflected through the
Yes, the numbers that we're using today and the way we write them from 0 to 9 are in fact called Arabic numerals for a reason. It is because these numerals came to be used in the modern world due to the contribution of Arab Muslim scientists 1,000 years ago. A man by the name of Al-Khwarizmi, for example, took the Hindu numerical system, which had the 1 to 9, and Muslim scientists or Muslim mathematicians introduced the word, the 0 digit, which they call sifr. And we still have the word cipher surviving in the word cipher in the English language today. Okay. But when the word cipher was actually translated into some European languages and eventually reached English, it went from cipher to 0 to represent what we're calling this null digit. So 0 to 9, these digits made it possible now, in contradistinction to Roman numerals, to write any number as large as you want using only these 9 digits. Whereas if you think of Roman numerals, you have 3 digits to represent the number 3, and then a V is a 5, and if you want to write 4, it's 1 and V.
And it could get quite large.
It gets quite large because 8, for example, is a V followed by 3 I's. And then you go to the 50s, which are, X is 10, C is 100, L is 50, M is 1,000. So if you want to write 1,563, it becomes an exceedingly large number even to put in print. And then if you want to multiply that by some other large number, you can imagine the confusion that would result. But with the Arabic numerals, it became very simple. And this is why the Arabic numerals stuck, and they became a very natural part of what we do. And they're still called Arabic numerals.
So what were Muslims doing during this time? Where was the impetus coming from to pursue knowledge in such an unparalleled way?
Well, I believe that a large bit of that has to do with the way in which the Quran builds the mind of the believer. In the previous segment, we just spoke about the way in which the Quran left things deliberately vague so that people can think about them. So that stimulates curiosity and thought. But there is also another dimension to the Quran, in that the Quran continues to praise knowledge and science and discovery and thinking and study. The Quran, for example, says, travel in the world and see how God has initiated creation. The Quran praises people of knowledge by saying, are the people who know equal to those who do not know? Demanding from us a no answer, to praise the people of knowledge. Another verse says that God will raise in degrees those who believe among you and those who have been given knowledge. So the item of knowledge is very prominent there. Another verse says that only those who have knowledge will truly fear God. So that mirrors a Bible verse which says, Ra'sul hikmati makhafat Allah. The head of wisdom is the fear of God. But the Quran is more specific here in praising the knowledge, in that it says that only the people of knowledge will truly fear God. So there is a continued impetus towards learning, thinking, and reflection.
All right, thank you for that. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll find out what Muslims did with their knowledge and how that knowledge spread. Stay with us, and we'll be back in a few moments.